Okay, right. Okay, so I'm gonna just do some drawing, and you can pick up anything you want from what I do. So I'm going to go new, file new.
What are you drawing in Photoshop?
This is Photoshop CC 2017. I don't know exactly what, there might be lots of versions in 2017, but this is, you know, if you get Photoshop CC 2017.
Hello, I'm here too.
This is my girlfriend Madeleine Swan, who's an author. She's writ some greats.
I've writ?
You've writ some greats. Such as, well, I'm the writer. I'm not the writer.
No, you're not.
I'm not the, you know.
You're the artist.
I'm the artist. I don't deal in words.
The picture man.
So here at the top we've got millimeters. So if you're doing stuff for print, you want to, you know, ask the printer what width is this print need to be. It might give you a bleed. I mean, you can Google all this, but a bleed is an overlap basically for when they print something out. They might print it an extra 7mm bigger, so that when it goes through the cutters, it doesn't leave like any sort of white bits around the edge. By the way, I'm drinking Singer beer tonight. It was Menabrow. It's gone on to Singer.
Or Monobrow, as you
or Monobrow,
in Florence.
as I was calling in Florence, as the waiter found quite amusing. But Singer Thai beer on offer in Tesco at the moment. It's very good. It's been offered.
Not sponsored.
I'm not sponsored by Tesco. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, not sponsored by Tesco. So A4. Let's just go for A4. I'm not doing this for print. I'm doing this for fun. Doesn't matter what I pick. If you're gonna do it for print, speak to the printer. It could be, they might want it in RGB or CMYK. You know, you always taught CMYK, but some print websites I've gone to ask for it in RGB. So I don't know. Technology's changing all the time. Don't know, but you do want it at 300 pixels an inch minimum. You can go up. You can set this to whatever. You can set this at 1200. You know, some really like good printers will print at stupid resolutions, but your computer will need to handle it. If you're printing a massive print at 1200 dots per inch, it's going to take up a lot of processing power. Okay, so I'll just go for an A4 create. Okay, so we've got an A4 page. Woo! Now, shortcuts are brilliant. Layers are brilliant. So this button down here, create a new layer, is fantastic. New layers are your best friends. Never work on your background. If you make a mistake, then you know you screw. So I'm gonna and naming your layer. So this one's gonna be called a first sketch. Now I don't know what I'm gonna be making here. Could be anything. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna get a black brush. I'm just going to start basically drawing a face. I normally like to start with a face. So, you know, run out of room. So again, I'll go to this button here, which is the crop tool, and you can basically rescale. You need some more room, you can just make more room. If you want to move your canvas around, hold space, get this hand, you can just move to see more of the screen nice and quickly. Press enter. Space and Alt, hold them down and you can zoom out. and space and command, and you can zoom in. What are you laughing at?
Sorry, just the thing I'm reading.
What are you reading?
Oh, just a blog thing.
A blog thing. So, he's going to have a nose, like most humans do. He's going to have 2 different sized eyes, which I like always doing. So, like, he's going to have, they're not that different. I need to make them work. So, get the rubber tool. This eye's going to be bigger. Nice and big. That eye's smaller. This eye is going to have a small pupil. And this eye's going to have, it's going to be a smaller eye, but it's going to be a thinner line. Like this. Command Z, just the reverse. And, but a big pupil. With a bit of white left for reflection. Okay. Heavy bags, love it. I'm a big fan of heavy bags under the eyes. Makes everything look a little bit more crazy. I like a looseness, so you know. Okay. Kind of a bit of a froggy man. In fact, it could be like a human frog man. That would be cool. That would be cool. Okay, so I'm going to make this smaller now because I don't want to keep making the document bigger because my computer isn't going to handle it. But if this is like a little frog man on something, that would be cool. So let's keep things straight first. Don't start moving stuff around yet. That was Command T I was using, by the way, to transform, twist things around. And if any of you are vapors out there, this is a TC 100. I'm not using it on temperature control, I'm using it on wattage. This is a strawberry cream, so you know, keep rocking it, fans of vaping. I'm going to put some ears on this man, like this. He's going to have some big old legs. He's going to have a beard all of a sudden because he looks a bit wizardy. And maybe it's a spell that's gone wrong. That's what I'm thinking. What do you reckon, Dolly? Spell that's gone wrong?
Yeah, he looks like he might be part frog.
He is, that's what he is.
Oh, well, there you go.
He's part frog, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a spell that's gone wrong, like, because he's a wizard, but he's...
Maybe only part frog, though. Maybe the rest of it.
Well, yeah, because his head's, like, looks kind of human-y, doesn't it?
I mean, he could have a normal leg, an arm.
Okay, yeah, he could have a normal arm. I don't like the idea of having a normal leg for some reason.
Okay.
But I think the arm thing could work. He could definitely have an arm thing, and even weirder.
Could walk on that hand.
Ah, that's his other leg. That's this leg.
Yeah, but
some waltzing and that.
Hand. He could walk on that hand.
No, I think he needs to be holding a sign up.
Okay.
Oh, something like that. Like something more like perfect example of running out of space. Yeah, I want to put a sign. Perfect example. Crop tool. Hold space down so you can see the bottom. Move that up because you don't need much room down here. Hold space down, move it up, give you more room at the top. Plenty of room for a bigger sign as you could ever dream of.
The biggest sign.
The biggest sign, yeah. So he's got his hand. He's holding up a sign. you know, and it's saying, you know,
I like food.
no, I think more like help me or something.
Okay.
Help me. I mean, this can change. We're not, you know. It could say I like food.
I like food. PS. Also help me.
Something like that.
Fuck.
Help me and I love food.
Oh yeah.
Like that, yeah?
Yeah.
But yeah, we might change that. I don't know. As we progress, something will leap out at us and it'll be like, oh my god, that's what it's got to be. I mean, he's a wizard, isn't he? He's a sort of man wizard. Frog thing. Okay, so zoom in. That's space and command to zoom in. Like this hair going on here. Okay, I think he needs maybe some horns. I think he's misunderstood, but I think he needs horns. This is their preliminary sketch, so this is just something to work on. And he needs to be sitting on a rock. Quite clearly. And the rocks get smaller as they go into the distance.
Far, far away.
Far, far away. Now this is something that artists in the past, that I don't know if any of you know about, but it's called perspective. And what it means is that as things get further away, they get smaller. Absolutely.
I learnt that when I stood around nude for all those people.
Did you?
Yes.
Because they looked smaller. Because they were further away.
when they were drawing me, they held up pencils.
And if you change the length of your arm when you're holding your pencil up as a guide, it's inaccurate. So you've got to keep the length of your hand. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. Help me. Yeah, I'm gonna. We'll do the words after. I think it's looking pretty good at the moment. Actually, I'm quite liking this one. So we've got a preliminary sketch. That's just a. You can even bring the opacity down up here. We haven't even got this full screen. That's crazy. That's it. Let's go like this. There you go. Full screen. So we've got that. You can bring the opacity down if you want. You know, that's always useful. If you want to go over stuff, do that at the end. I don't think we're going to have time to like retrace everything properly. And I don't even know if I'd want to. First thing is I want to put a colour. So I've got first sketch, colour. So I'm going to put some colour in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice brush. Let's have a look what we've got. I kind of like one down here. There's one, yeah, kind of like this one. I think there's 51 here. If you push lightly on the Wacom tablet and make it nice big, you get like a nice sky thing. Always work on new layers. Like, I can't stress that enough. It's you know, it'll be a lifesaver if you're doing work for anyone. I mean, that's really slow and crap, actually, that brush. Don't like that. If you're working as a graphic designer for anyone, then what will happen is they might come back and say, oh, I want some changes. You know, normally I'll go through, you know, loads of changes with anyone I'm doing any work for, 5 or 6. or you know, 3 or 4 or something. And if you've got everything in layers that are named correctly and grouped up, I haven't needed to group yet in this, but when you start getting lots and lots of complex layers, grouping's essential for keeping track of stuff. It's going to have rocky, it's going to be on a rocky base. Notice this layer is above. Change the brush because you want a hard edge here, so hardness full, fair size brush. Don't worry about going over stuff. Everything can be edited if you keep all your layers. So that's our. So I would call this not colour. I would call this sky, which is going to be the lowest layer because that's the last thing you want to appear. This is going to be called rocks. This is going to be called Frogman. And he's going to be a really vivid green. You know, get to the edges, soften. Don't have to, you know, you want sort of all of him green. But, you know, when you get to the edges, you can, you're not that clear about exactly where all the proportions of the foot are going to go. You can see that, just muddle it in. Doesn't really matter. I quite like that. His arm, I think, is pretty definite. He can be in there. And don't worry about going over the edges. Don't matter. He's got a beard, so I'll make a new layer and I'll call this beard. Start with white, start with light. Click on that again, bit darker, brush smaller. Again, darker. Start thinking about where the light might be coming from. It's going to be coming from one side. I mean, the way I'm doing this, it's coming from the right to the left. And then a bit of scraps. That's good. Okay. Similarly, I'll do the same thing on the green layer. Add a bit of 3 dimension to it, so make a bit of a darker green. Gonna be maybe a bit darker here. A few shadows cast by these warts. Under all this area is going to be pretty dark. His arm has to be quite a lot of light, and his ear and this side of the face is going to be pretty dark. That side of the horn, a bit on that side. And then I think what I want to do is kind of put all of this together. Shame I didn't do the sign separate. I can always sort that out afterwards though. So if I put all of him together, got the sky, got the frog, what happens if I go stroke? Okay, that doesn't really do what I wanted it to do. No, it's not what I wanted. So what I want to do is I just want to carry it on as get this line drawing and just play about with it. Okay, so that's not going to work. Black. Probably doing something like this, you might want to get your swatches panel up. But I'm just kind of doing a little demonstration. But I think if you go Window, Swatches, you've got all your swatches over here, and I think you can organise them all as to most used, or maybe even for the projects at the time. You know, colours that you're going to want to go back to again and again. You can have them in there. You probably want to go something like, oh, it's gone. Somewhere here, new swatch. Yeah, so that's basically taking the swatch. So if I went, I want to go back to this green. So you click that. That's that green. Then you'd go up here and you'd go new swatch. New swatch. Got that green, and I called it Frogman Green.
Sounds like a blues singer.
What, Frogman Green?
Yeah.
Frogman Green. He drinks sidecars.
Yeah.
So now up here, if I hover over this for long enough,
I think of him more as an earthy character, like a whiskey
so that
drinker.
is Frogman. A whiskey drinker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Single malt.
there goes Frogman Green.
The single malt guy.
Yeah.
This is him here, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see him as a whiskey drinker.
No.
No, I see him as a... To be honest...
Apple ties.
No. I see him a lot darker than you do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I see him as eating, like... Do you know what I mean? Like, blood vodkas or something.
Really?
Yeah, I see this is...
He just looks a bit fed up to me. He doesn't look evil.
Well, he's got horns.
Yeah, but...
I mean, there's a clue. Sorry?
Might just be misunderstood.
Yes, he might be. That's very true. But to me, he's got a human-like face, but he's a frog. I mean, you might be right, but to me, put it this way, if I saw this coming down towards me in an alleyway...
What about if you woke up in the night and looked up at the ceiling and you saw that on the ceiling?
Same thing. I wouldn't trust him.
You just wouldn't trust him, that's as strong as he gets.
Well, I mean, I thought he was going to say, like, oh, what if you wake up in the night and he was crying at the bottom of the bed and was saying, I've lost my mummy or something. And then I might, you know what I mean?
That made me feel bad for him.
Sorry?
Well, that made me feel bad for him.
Well, that's what I mean. I'd be like, oh, then I might want to help him. But other than that, I don't think I'd see him in that situation. I think I'd see him going, hello, Billy. Would you like to come back
to
my place?
Sidecar?
Yeah, for a sidecar.
I'll get very lonely this time of night.
Night. I didn't murder her. Or something like that, you know. And I'd be like, no, weird frog man.
I've got things to do.
Yeah, got things to do. Yeah, so we've got this thing. Let's see if we can add. Can we add drop shadow? What would that do? So you can add these things. These are effects that you can add and take away. Drop shadow is just used all the time. You know, it's great to add a bit of subtlety if you don't use it much. So you just kind of adds this like darker edge to everything. You can change all these settings. I don't think it really will add anything to this, so I'm not going to use it. But I think I need to add some white to the eyes because the eyes just are lost. So I will add some white. Don't know what happened there. Try again. Haven't got. Maybe I didn't have that selected. Probably. Far too small a brush. You know, this layer's under the beard and under the actual pen. The pen layer should really, I think, mostly be on top. I'll show you some shape things. So if you go to Polygon Tool over here, I'll use the mouse here because it's a little bit, you know, stuff like this. So you got here Polygon Tool. Okay, so I would, you know, and if you hold the mouse down, you got all these other options. Rectangle. These are all what they call vector shapes. Ellipse, which is like a circle or a round, you know, like a squash circle. Rounded rectangle tool, you know, it's like a rectangle tool but rounded edges, rounded corners. Line tool, custom shape tool, just gives you a load of custom shapes that you might have up here to choose from up in your shape panel. But we are going to go for Polygon Tool, which is like stars and things. So I'm going to do a star behind this creature. I'm going to do a 16-sided star, and each point is going to have an indent of 60%. And I'm going to draw it out here like that. So he looks more important, and he's going to be going behind the rocks, and I'm going to be filling in this sign now because it's annoying me. So it's time to fill in the sign. So I'll make a new layer, call it sign. I'm going to grab my pen, which is here, and I think a sign needs to be white, to be honest. Off-white. I think if in doubt, always go for off-white and off-black. You know, if you can, you know, if you can help it, just, even if it's like the smallest amount, just never go for pure white or pure black. It's just something that an art teacher said to me a long time ago. I mean, I don't know if that applies really in graphic design. You know, you might get people saying, "What? No, use pure white because it grabs attention or something." You know, it's you know, it's the most contrast or something. You know, but I can't find, where's this star? Didn't name it. Polygon 1. Terrible. Star. So I'm gonna make the star yellow, I think, like a weird sun, and I'm gonna give this stick some colour. I'll call that stick. Okay, so you get the hang of panels. That should be behind the board. There you go. And then I think it just needs a bit of work on the rocks, and he probably needs a bit of work done on the slogan. I've got to get rid of the slogan. It's not doing anything for me. Let me have a think. Frog. Stick. Big stick. Okay. First sketch has now become an actual sketch. It's become a thing. It needs some black and it needs some thick edges, really. I think it needs to bolden it out a bit. And then it needs a shadow. Now to do the shadow, I'll probably get this layer, which is under everything, add a new layer, call it shadow. Get a nice big brush in black at an opacity up here at the top left of the screen of about 30 something. I haven't got to be exact. And then make a nice big brush and just cast a shadow with him. I mean, everything on this layer is underneath. So underneath him, which is here. So that's all him. And your shadow is underneath. So it's not going to affect going over anything. You can just wood up a nice. Now the shadow's going to be darker the closer to him. And then it's going to get lighter the further away. Like that. And then a bit of kind of fanning around in the distance, I suppose. You know, tot up the distance, you know, make it look a bit like you put some effort in. You know, this is a made up scene, so it doesn't really matter. It's just, so there's a weird green. I think he's got to have black horns. Don't agree with him with having green horns. I think it's wrong.
I agree.
Yeah, inherently wrong. It's lazy. That's what it looks like to me. Lazy. Yeah. Couldn't even be bothered to do his horns.
I think you should make them a completely different colour, like purple.
Not purple.
What?
Green and purple. Pink. Red. I can do red.
Pink.
I can do a dark red. I can't do pink.
Why not?
Because it like jars even more with green.
Oh, okay.
Red, I think. Red and green are actually complementary colours. Did you know? Like
Christmas.
Yeah. There you go, like Christmas. He's a Christmas gnome. Christmas frog, man.
He is. You're not scared of him anymore, are you?
No, of course not.
He's a Christmas gnome now.
Is it? Yeah. No, I was never scared of him. I just didn't trust him.
No.
Just didn't, you know.
He's got an agenda.
He well has got an agenda. That is something that's definitely got an agenda. I don't know what it is, but I don't trust the agenda.
I just hope that he found his mummy. It was crying at the end of the bed, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, yeah. Money, did you say?
Mummy.
Mummy, yeah, that's what. Yeah, Mummy. I thought he'd lost his money as well then.
Mummy and his money.
Yeah, money and his money. So I'm gonna put I am old and wise.
Hungry. I am old and hungry.
No, it says wise. Look, darling.
You could have done.
I could have done I am old and hungry, but I've done I'm old and wise.
Yeah.
And then I think now I want to make him look more stupid because of the sign. So you see how these things work? They sort of like, they give you ideas. You kind of like putting a bit of like clouds in the sky. You know, not the best clouds, but in fact I can probably delete that there.
Clouds.
Do you think so?
Yeah. That one on the right,
don't do much to that. Okay, and then I've got to make him look more. So I've got to find this layer, first sketch. It's all in the eyes with like wiseness. So if I de-wise him, let's try and de-wise him. So black. I think he's looking. I mean, it's cheap. It's a cheap laugh, but boss-eyedness. Boss-eyedness is it's like there's no skill involved with the boss-eyed de-wiser. It's like it's the default de-wiser.
It's like a life hack.
Yeah, it is like a life hack. It's like if you want to draw someone and make them look stupid, you can either do it skillfully by spending hours analysing stuff and do a subtleness on it.
Yeah.
Or you can just make them boss-eyed. If you're short on time and doing a YouTube video, you can just. I mean, 2 different eye sizes, good.
Yeah.
Boss-eyedness, that will do it for you, basically.
Yeah. Just go for the cheap laugh.
Exactly.
You did
exactly.
Want to say that you would do anything for a cheap laugh, didn't you?
I said one day that I would.
You said that you did do anything for a cheap laugh.
Oh, I do. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, it's in my general like
way.
Yeah. Oh look what I've done. I've put this eyebrow in and it's made him look more sad, hasn't it? So take that away.
It's gone back to crying about his mummy.
Yeah, there you go.
That's it.
He needs more of a surprised look. That's it.
Yeah. Like he's trying to think, but he doesn't know how.
And then he's got a question mark above him. Oh my god. He's gonna have a question mark above him. Oh god. That's like.
Do you think that might be too literal?
Well, it's not going in the tape.
No.
Oh, I see. I'm old and wise. Question mark. Yeah, too literal. Too much.
Yeah.
Bird.
Well, there's always a bird.
Always a bird.
That's a trademark, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, me. Nan always used to draw a bird. on the end of a Christmas card or a birthday card, so it's kind of a little homage to her.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes. Sun needs to go down a bit. I think the sun is going down, then in the sky, I create a new layer, gradient, click on this, black to white, black at the top, below the clouds, that's better, that's actually quite good. That's it. Because the sun's going down. I'm old and wise. That's the album that I'm working on for the band I'm Old and Wise. And the album's called, what's it called, Dolly, the album? You heard it the other day, didn't you?
Bill the Baby Man.
Bill the Baby, still, Bill the Baby Man.
Bill the Baby Man.
Bill the Baby Man.
You are a baby man, so...
Bill the Baby Man. Well, I walked into that one.
You certainly did.
It's tiny, look. Shall I just leave it like that?
No.
That's how big it is. I know this is that thing with the... Right, back to the mouse. The Wacom tablet's great for all sorts of stuff, but sometimes you do need to use the mouse. It's always quicker. Yeah, look, the stupidly sized text I had, 8,000 points or something. Ridiculous. Bill the Baby Man. And the good thing with this text thing, if you just line it to the edge of your thing, say this is an album, and you think, oh, you know, I want it to be a few mil away from the edge. I don't want to risk it getting cut off. Bring that down, and then you can just make it as big as you want. With this up here, 72. Let's try 180. 180, too big. 150. Too big, really. 130, 120. Bill 130. Or 140, there you go, 140. Build a Baby Man. And you've got a perfectly acceptable... What I would probably do is just add a background. I often don't like it when you got you know, unreadable text or something. I mean, I would change this font. Lobster's good, but it's used quite a lot. Bill the Baby Man, I like that. That's more like it. Bill the Baby Man. And there we have a perfect example of how to design an album cover in a very short time period. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comment below. Whether you like Linux, Mac, PC, you know, put them comments in. Whether you like Singer or Menabrow, or whether you like Crying Frogmen or really good YouTube videos.
Yay.
Bye.